Yeah! What's up, guys? Back at me is here with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 1, Episode 4, Teacher's Pet. Okay, so this episode starts off with Xander daydreaming about, about guys and and about band when Buffy's like, hey, you're drooling, and then, and then, and then, and then the science teacher's like, hey, Buffy, did you do you know about what we're talking about? And she's like, no, until Willow over there is telling her about the stuff. And then she's telling her about the stench and smell, and then Sabrina, she's talking about ants or something, or insects, and how they smell smells, and yeah. And then and then Buffy, then the teacher's like, Buffy, you gotta focus on, this guy's actually nice to Buffy. The teacher's actually nice to Buffy, but yeah. But then as he's working, a big, a big insect hand comes out and kills the science teacher. So, so yeah, so, so yeah, yeah. So anyway, they're just hanging out with, yeah. So they discover, so they're just hanging out, talking about stuff when Xander, like, looks over and there's like this teacher and Xander's in love with her, and yeah, it's kind of like weird that Xander's in love with the teacher. But and anyway, she's named Mrs. French, and and yeah, so and all the guys are into her, which is yeah, and Buffy, Buffy, like, is trying to, like, discover what's going on, trying to discover, like, what's going on, why are guys, like, into her, but yeah, so they discover, like, this, the one of the teenagers, girls, discovers a body with no head, and they discover that that's the head of their science teacher. He has no head. That's how he died. And and uh, and now Buffy and the Slayerettes. They don't like to call themselves the Slayerettes, but I'm just gonna call them the Slayerettes. Buffy and the Slayerettes minus Xander. It's just Buffy and Willow. They just go and they discover that Mrs. French isn't exactly what she seems. She's actually an ant. Wait, no. She's actually an insect because because Buffy tries to tell Xander that, hey, well, the girl that the teacher that you're crushing on, bro, isn't human, and he just gets mad at her. Not mad, but he's like, oh, when I finally meet someone, you're jealous of me and my new friend. Wow. And yeah, yeah, so basically, yeah, so she's an insect that decapitates people's heads, which is kind of gruesome, but yeah, so the teacher, or the insect, t- takes, yeah, she's a praying mantis. Sorry, she's a praying mantis. I don't know why I say ant. She's a praying. Actually, there's not an ant, but this lady is a praying mantis. That's why she was. Yeah. So she, or as they call her, she mantis. Take. Yeah, she's a she mantis. She take. Yeah, this show couldn't get any weirder. She takes, like, Xander and also that Blaine guy, or Bradley, I don't know what's his name. Anyway, they take downstairs, and she reveals her monstrous form, or the she mantis form, and then that guy comes and he's like, bro, she's not cool. She 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 lays her eggs in them, which is gross. She lays her eggs in virgin men, which is uh, oh, gross. And yeah, and she also like I think he said she like sucks on sucks on him. I don't know. I know it's gross. This video might be too gross for a review, but I have to review it for episode's sake, but for review's sake. Anyway, but 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 the guy's like too like exhausted. Tells Xander the rest of the stuff. So Buffy and Willow are like Willow's like, oh, Xander must be Homer now. He's not in any danger. But real Willow, he is in danger. So yeah, so so Buffy goes to a house. This is actually the house that they go to is the house of the real Mrs. French or Finch. No, it's French, and and they're like, oh, if this is the real Mr. French, the fake one could be Mrs. French could be anywhere, and the real Mrs. French is like, oh, I'm right here, like lady, she wasn't talking about you. She's talking about the mantis that took your identity. Well, anyway, Buffy fight. I think Buffy fights the the, the she mantis, and they save Xander and the she mantis. Like the she mantis, and Buffy realizes that she defeats the she mantis, and the she mantis is never seen again. But what is seen? Eggs cracking. So, what a weird episode this was. This episode was weird. It was a weird episode. I cannot explain this episode, but I had to for review's sake. It was. Yeah, even talking about the putting her eggs in virgin men was just I couldn't talk about it, but I knew I had to. It's just so gross, and how they defeat her is okay. They defeat her. She's never gonna come back, but probably the egg thing is probably gonna or her, like mates, her kids are gonna come and they're gonna cause trouble for Buffy and the Slayerettes, which I call them Buffy and the Slayerettes until they get an actual name, which they haven't. Yeah. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have a wonderful morning, I'll see you next Buffy the Vampire Slayer.